Good morning, Scott. I know it's 5 a.m. for you in the morning, so really appreciate you waking up this early to do the interview. How are you?
No, I'm doing great, man. How about yourself?
Good as well. Thank you. Okay, the reason I invited you on is because I saw a win from you in the Ecom Wins channel. Could you explain what that was about?
Yeah, so basically that win is the result of a TikTok video of mine going viral. Basically, I'm in the ecom campus and there are two main methods to market your products. One you could do organically, the other you could do with paid ads. I didn't have the money for paid ads. So my only other option was organically. Basically, what you do is you post the product on TikTok and you market it that way. That win was the result of a video going viral and pretty much making about, I want to say, about 20 million plus views and about $1,000 profit in about a week.
Mm-hmm. Was that in the past week, or has there been more development since?
That has been in the past couple weeks. Actually, Chinese New Year's going on right now, so my supplier of my product is currently not able to. It's basically the whole operation shut down for like a solid week. So right now, on the campus, we've just been working on developing very different methods of reach. We've been working on our product pages. We've been working on different marketing strategies so that we can prepare when Chinese New Year's over.
Okay, makes sense. Now going into a bit of background.
Sure.
What was your life like before you joined the real world?
Directionless, man. Seriously. Everything felt mundane. There was no direction. There was no purpose. It was just work the 9 to 5, work, consume, and then eventually die. I mean, I don't mean to get so dark, but that was really how it was. Um, and I imagine that's how it is for a lot of guys around my age.
What gave you direction when you joined the real world? What about it?
Let me start with the reason why I joined the real world in the first place. The reason I joined the real world in the first place is because there was an emergency meeting podcast. I can't remember the name. It was something, I think I want to say Tales of Wugan or Origins of Wugan or something.
Mm-hmm.
But Tate basically what he said that really lit a fire in me was um, you cannot be free if you are still a slave financially. And then that's when I heard that he was promoting this program, The Real World, that would allow you modern wealth creation methods. And so I thought, okay, as a man, if the first thing I need to get squared away is to free myself financially. And if that's what he's teaching in the real world, that's where I need to be. And so I signed up and basically, I looked through all kinds of different campuses, methods and whatnot, and it gave me direction because it gave me a path to achieving financial freedom, which in today's world is just freedom, period. It gave me something to aim for.
What does your average day look like now compared to before you joined the real world?
Before I joined the real world, man, it was just, I mean, I had some good habits. I would go to the gym and whatnot, but besides that, it was just gym, work, go to sleep, rinse and repeat every single day, dude. Every single day.
Mm-hmm. So what does your average day look like now compared to before you joined the real world?
I literally spend every second of free time I have in the real world and improving my business and building my e-com store and trying to help all the other students in there. Every second of my free time is dedicated to the real world.
How did you find out about the real world?
It's funny because I actually joined back when it was Hustlers University about a little over a year ago. I discovered all this because at the time Tate was just blowing up on the internet, right? And so, I really connected with his messaging and whatnot. And I remember he was advertising Hustlers University. And what really caught my attention was he was talking about how you can get live crypto trades from a certified millionaire. You get to see it. The second he makes that trade, he will show you what he did, how much, when, how. And I thought that was incredible, dude. And I thought, you know what, there's something to this. You know, I can't find anything like Hustlers University anywhere else. So I joined about a year ago. I'll be honest, I didn't take it too seriously. I just kind of would go log on every week or so, kind of look through the campus. Oh, that's cool. That's interesting. Nice, cool. I didn't take it too seriously because I didn't understand at the time that financial freedom is what you need to achieve first before you actually have any freedom, period. Well, eventually, I want to say 4, 5, 6 months later, he released that emergency meeting where I heard that quote and said, you cannot be free if you are still a slave financially. I don't know what it was, but that just lit something up in me. And I decided, you know what? I have access to this program that will teach me modern wealth creation methods, and I'm not taking advantage of it. And so what I need to do is I need to stop wasting my time, you know, playing video games, doing other BS behavior and whatnot, and focus every single second of my free time to becoming financially free. I'll be a slave forever. What's the point? And so I want to say 3, 4 months ago, I actually started with copywriting. And I briefly went through the copywriting campus and whatnot. And, you know, I was like, oh, this is cool, but I don't know what it was. It just didn't click with me. And so I looked for other avenues, you know. And so I want to say about 2 months ago was when I found the ecom campus. I thought, all right, let me just go through, let me get a quick rundown, see what it's all about. Maybe this will work better for me. And so I joined the ecom campus and I went through everything, and it was just a perfect fit, dude. I mean, it was just what I love about ecom in the real world is it's just A plus B equals C. For me, copywriting felt kind of, there's a lot of gray areas in my opinion, in terms of social skills and all those kinds of things. And so ecom was perfect for me. And I joined. I sat down for a solid month straight. Every second of my free time, I just consumed everything in that campus, every module, every lesson, even if it didn't really apply to me, like the paid ads and whatnot. I learned everything from top to bottom, and then I executed. And next thing so a month of learning, and then the next month I built my store. I laid out a plan. I picked my product, etc. And then about a week later, I started creating videos on TikTok, and it went viral, and it blew up about another week later. And the next thing you know, I'm here, you know? So,
Yep. Cool. Congratulations to you.
thank you.
How different would you say the material is in the real world compared to what you can find out on the internet?
You know what I love about the content in the real world, man, is it's to the point. It's, you know, let's say you take a business course in a college or something. It's okay, you know, this is a business. Here's what it technically is. You need to do this. You need to get these forms. They tell you a bunch of fluff. In the real world, when you join, it's purely business is money in. Got it? Okay, next step. All right. And it's so straightforward. It's so streamlined. You can ask certified millionaires questions in minutes, and you'll get a reply. And it's I guess the number one thing that makes it most different is that it's just no fluff, to the point. You can begin making money that week. Whereas other programs and other education, there's no guarantee of any of that.
Mm-hmm. And did the community have any effect on you?
Oh, dude, the community was massive, absolutely massive. I mean, if you're exceptional to any degree, if you like to work harder, just a little bit more, it's difficult to find people in their everyday life who you can share that with. A lot of people seem to be satisfied with the average. They don't think beyond, surface level. So if you're looking for people who think like you think different, you're willing to put the work in, the community in the real world is, you can't find it anywhere else. I mean, you join and you're surrounded by people who actually want to be there. They're actually wanting to help each other out. And that they connect with a lot of the messages that Tate teaches, such as, you are still a slave if you are not free financially. And so everyone's there with one goal, one purpose. And you get access to a brotherhood that you can't find in everyday life. And I mean, there's nothing more powerful than that, if you ask me.
Mm-hmm. Especially now with everything going on in the educational system, other areas. Maybe we're getting too political here, but there is largely one narrative being pushed, and then having a place like the real world where you actually find out there's other people who are like-minded, who think like you, who want
Really?
who want freedom. It is great feeling.
Yeah. Where else are you going to find that? Seriously, tell me. No.
Now going on to, did the Wins channel have any impact on you?
Significantly, man. I mean, what happens is, I don't know about other people, but for me personally, if I ever sat there and I had any doubts, and is this the right thing? Can I do this? Really? Maybe what makes me special, And then I look in the channel, and there's hundreds of people daily able to do it. 16-year-olds, man, who are making more money than like my parents or whoever. It's incredible. And you just sit there, and the second you start to feel any doubts, you just scroll through that windshield and you stop for a second. You think, dude, if they could do it, I could at least do a quarter of what they do, and that would be enough. It's profound motivation. I'm telling you, if any of the real world guys see this, if you're ever in a dark place or you're feeling doubt, dude, just scroll through the Wins channel real quick. You'll get that fire reignited real quick.
Mm, agreed. And since you've been in the real world when it was HU before,
Yes.
what difference have you noticed between what HU was and what the real world is now?
HU it seemed to be purely founded on modern wealth creation methods, which was awesome, right? It was super cool that it was just, here's certain courses you can take, here's methods for making money, we teach it, period. Man, the real world is becoming so, it's almost difficult to describe, man. I mean, it's growing every week, not every month, not every 6 months, not every year. I'm talking every week there is a new feature, a new course, and from everything. And here's the thing, they don't just cover modern wealth creation methods anymore. They're beginning to cover every area of life: fitness, personal finance, social skills, dude, anything you could think of. I mean, you could ask a question about, really, if any area of mastery that a man needs in his life, you will find a resource in the real world for. Like I said before, social skills, marketing, health and fitness, mindset. That's been a huge one for me, man. There's like life lessons now from Tate and other professors in the courses now that you can listen to. And I mean, dude, you develop an iron mind, man. And it just helps in every area of your life now. It's become way more than just wealth creation, dude.
Mm-hmm. Now moving back to Ecom Campus, what was the biggest challenge you faced when first starting out?
The biggest challenge I faced when first starting out in ecom was when you're doing the organic reach method through TikTok, you go you go through when you first start out, you go through periods, I call it periods of darkness, where you don't know if this is the right product. You don't know if you're making good videos or not. You don't know if anything you're doing is correct. You're just going based purely off what you've been taught and purely off what you think will work. Don't get me wrong, you get taught incredible lessons and you are really given every minute detail on what to do. But then it's up to you to execute, right? And so you're just in this brief period of darkness where you're going through and you're just kind of waiting for a video to go viral so that it can explode and you actually start to, make some sales and whatnot. That was the biggest challenge for me by far. I didn't get a viral video until a week into it. So it was a solid 6 days of, is this right? Am I doing this correct? Did I get the angle right here? Is this a good enough video? And so you're asking questions throughout the campus all the time. Am I doing this right? Am I doing this right? And it's pure uncertainty for just days on end. But then if you really put in all the work, man, it just, the fire is lit and next thing you know, you're making money. That was the hardest thing to overcome. But I had amazing resources. I mean, all the professors and all the captains in the econ campus and all the other students were there when I had questions to keep me going through that darkness, as I like to call it.
And as always, it's exponential growth because you put in those few months at the start without any progress. And then once progress comes, it just goes.
That's the thing, man. What do they say? Success compounds. You notice when you fail, you begin to fail everywhere. But when you succeed, you just keep succeeding. You keep growing. You keep going up.
Mm-hmm.
It's incredible.
And now moving on to, what were the 3 biggest lessons you learned from your time in the real world?
3 biggest lessons, man. Consistency, discipline, and mental attitude, man. The reason those things are so significant is they're intangible, right? You could tell anybody, oh, you need to be disciplined, you need to be consistent, and you need to work hard. That's obvious, but the way they teach it in every single lesson on that campus, I promise you, somewhere they're saying you need to be disciplined, you need to be consistent, and you need to work hard. Period. Okay. You can make it with hard work alone. That is the most beautiful thing. You will actually hear Tate say that in one of his life lessons or whatever. You can make it with hard work alone. You don't need a brilliant IQ. You don't need, whatever, daddy's money or something. You don't need any of these crazy outside resources or anything that makes you beyond the norm to make it here. If you purely dedicate yourself, you focus, and every day you just work, you will make it, man. That's the most beautiful thing of it all. Consistency, discipline, mindset, hard work. Those were the things that were really set in stone for me. I mean, literally, if you just go in with the desire to work hard and be consistent, do it every day, and just really listen to what they teach. Don't try anything fancy. Don't go out, don't color outside the lines or anything like that. If you really just listen and work hard and focus, you will make it, period. I don't care who you are. I don't care where you come from. It is that good. That all you need to do is go in with the desire to give it your all.
Mm-hmm. So now that your life is on this trajectory, where do you see it heading in 6 months to 1 year?
Man, the beauty of it all is I've barely scratched the surface, dude. I've barely gotten my feet wet. And already there's been significant wins and knowledge gained and all that. Shoot, dude, 6 months from now, it's almost difficult to say. I mean, I didn't even know this was possible for me to begin with where I am now. So 6 months from now, geez, dude, I can tell you where I hope to be. I don't know where I will be, but I can tell you where I hope to be, and where I'm currently aiming to go is I want to be able to quit my 9 to 5 as I continue down this journey. And I'm sure I will be able to if I continue the way I am. Um, and I recently became a captain in the ecom campus, and I want to be able to expand my knowledge, my experience, so that I can continue to assist the other students on that campus. And hopefully by that time, my knowledge and my experience is multiplied to where I can help them 10 times more than I can now. So I hope to be free from my 9 to 5 and assisting the real world and its students even more than I can now.
And before we end off, what advice would you have to people who are considering joining the real world?
Man, like I mentioned before, if you're exceptional to any degree, if you notice that you have a mindset, a desire that other people around you in your everyday life don't have, you want to be more, you want to do more, you want to achieve more. There is no better place to be than the real world. You will find brotherhood, you will find freedom financially, you will find fitness, mindset, social skills. You will have access to everything you need to be an exceptional man and find that, I don't know what you want to call it, to find that essentially that brotherhood in place of exceptionalism that you can't find anywhere else in this world. And you don't need to have some, you don't need to be a genius. You don't need to have tons of money. You don't need any of that stuff. You can join purely with the desire to learn, the ability to work hard, and the ability to just listen. Join. If you have no direction in your life as a man, there's no better place to be. You will find purpose, I promise you.
Yeah, love that. Well, Scott, again, really appreciate your time. And I look forward to doing a follow-up interview in 4 to 6 months, let's say, when you have some more progress to share with us.
Absolutely, man. I appreciate it.
All the best to you and goodbye.